It's Jaquan coming from Louisiana Tabernacle of David with another sit down to edify the elect. And I want to give infinite honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rekakwadash. I want to give double honors to our teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to my fellow laborers in Yahushua, pushing his truth across the four winds in these last days, seconds, and times. I'm gonna do this sit down about faith, man. Faith is one of the main ingredients we're gonna need to get through these trying times, these dire times we're about to go through. We're preparing. We're like Olympians preparing for the Olympians, the Olympics. All right. What us men of the Lord are preparing for is to go through the hour of temptation and Jacob's trouble. And the main thing you're going to need to go through it is faith. All right. And faith is a gift. And if you don't have it, you have to call out to Yahweh Shema Shai and fast and pray for him to give it to you. All right. Because you can know all the scriptures you memorize. All right. You can memorize all the scriptures you want. You can talk the language of angels. If you don't believe what you're reading and applying it to your life, if you ain't reading things written aforetime for your learning and getting out of the stories from the ancient men of old, how they held fast to their faith, you're not going to make it through Jacob's trouble. And I'm talking about myself too. So that's why with this spare time you have, or any spare time you have, you call out to Yahweh Shema Shai and ask him to pour out more measures of faith. All right? Because we're going to need it in these trying times. So I'm going to start off in Romans chapter 12, verse 3. For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think. So you got to be balanced in this thing, man. All right? You're not supposed to get haughty. Knowledge puff it up. The Most High was gracious enough to give us this knowledge and understanding of the scriptures, but sometimes it puffs men up. All right? So you got to stay low, meek, balanced, humble. Okay? But to think soberly, all right? Don't go off to the left or to the right with other philosophies. According as Yahweh have dealt to every man the measure of faith. All right? So the Most High gave every man that's a part of the body a measure of faith. Do some brothers have more faith than others? Yes. But it don't matter. All right? Do some brothers deeper in the scriptures more than others? Yes. All right? It's levels to the measure of the spirit that the Most High pour out to brothers. But if you of that elect number, if you one of his men, the faith that he give you, you have to embody it and deal with it according to his your fullest potential, man. All right? And you do that by building a relationship with Yahweh Shema Shai, man. All right? You do that by calling on the Most High while he may be found. All right? Those are the ones he's going to answer and pour out that measure of faith on them. Okay? You don't do that when shit hits the fan, all of a sudden, you want to call on Yahweh Shema Shai and you want to find out, do you have faith or not? You got you the way your faith get builds up with in these days and times right now where there's a lot of water, there's a lot of food, all right? A lot of resources, all right? When you're dealing in these times and you're calling out to Yahweh Shema Shai, he brings up scenarios where your faith will get tried, all right? You might need a bill paid, all right? You might need your insurance paid or something, all right? And you call out to him and he sent a ram in the bush, okay? You might feel sick. You pray to him, you call out to him, and he heals you on sight, like right when you call out to him. Those things are the things that build up your faith. So when you go to the, when shit hits the fan, you've already built that relationship with Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay? Let me give me an example. Our elder brother, Daniela. All right? This is Daniel chapter 6, verse 10. All right. Now, when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, and what happened, he had some heathens that set a trap for him. All right. But Daniel had faith. This is an act of faith of something that was written aforetime for our learning. All right. When the heathen set a trap for Daniel, all right, he still trusted in Yahweh Hashem Shai and didn't obey the king's decree. All right. This modern day king's decree is going to be that radio frequency identification chip or getting that fucking vaccine. Both of those. You got to have faith not to get that vaccine. When you don't get that chip, you're going to be deemed an insurgent, an enemy of the state. All right. You're not going to be able to get food, water, raiment, nothing. So you're going to have faith to get through that and depend on Yahweh Shema Shai. All right. Now, during the time with Daniel, a decree was put out for him to worship an idol. And he was like, he ain't about to worship shit. So the punishment for not worshiping that idol was he had to get put to death. But he trusted in Yahweh Shema Shai. All right. Now, let me get to the precept. Now, when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house. And his windows being open in the chamber, he towards Jerusalem. All right. So the brother faced Jerusalem. Okay. And prayed to Yahweh Shema Shai. All right. Daniel was in ancient Babylon. All right. He was under ancient Babylon under Persian rule. Okay. So he wasn't in Jerusalem. So when we pray, that's why we face Jerusalem and pray towards Jerusalem. Okay. That's what we do to this day in our captivity. We're in modern day Babylon. All right. He kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day and prayed. See, when you build up that relationship with Yahweh Shema Shai, when times was going good for Daniel, all right, he had rose up to a high ranking in both the Babylonian captivity and the Persian captivity. He had rose up to a high office. But this is the key. It said that he sought Yahweh Shema Shai 3 times daily, man. All right. So when he called on him in his time of need, it wasn't nothing. He didn't wait till he got thrown in the lion's den to call on the Yahweh Shema Shai. That's nigga shit. All right. And that's what's going to happen to a lot of our people. They're going to believe when shit hits the fan, or they want to in their calamity, they're going to want to call on Yahweh Shema Shai, and he won't hear them. Okay. And he gave thanks before his power as he did aforetime. So he did this daily. He went in his room and he called out to Yahweh Shema Shai 3 times daily. That's what you're supposed to be doing with Yahweh Shema Shai. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. That's what the brotherhood does, man. You have to pray without ceasing, and you have to pray for spiritual things. If you lack wisdom, ask Yahweh Shema Shai for wisdom. All right? If you lack faith and doubt, that demon of doubt always jumps in you, pray to Yahweh Shema Shai, destroy that demon of doubt, man. Sometimes you got to fast and pray for these things, man. You got to beg. When you're praying, you're begging to Yahweh Shema Shai to give you these things you need, man. Okay? Because you're going to need it. Direly. Like a human being needs oxygen and can't live without oxygen. That's how it is when it comes to faith in these last days, seconds, and times, man. You're going to need faith. Faith that moves mountains. Okay? This is 2 Maccabees 7:1. And it came to pass also. See, when you read these things written aforetime that was written for our learning, we had to learn, you have to read about when our ancestors was put in sticky situations, when our ancestors was put in dire straits. How did they handle it? What did they do? All right. Our ancestors are us back in our lots again. Lord willing, we're those men. All right. So when you seen them, when you read about them put in these dire situations and how they handle it, all right, you got to know, all right, if I'm put in that predicament, this is what I have to do. All right. Let's see what happened when these brothers had so much faith they did it till they had to give up the ghosts. All right. 2 Maccabees 7:1. And it came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother was taken and compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's flesh, and were tormented with scourges and whips All right. So liking that swine's flesh to taking a vaccine in our day and time, or taking a radio frequency identification chip, which is the mark of the beast of Revelation 13 chapter. Okay? What are you going to do? You're going to eat the pig? You're going to take the chip because the king puts out that decree? Because DJ Trump puts out that decree and he says, he puts in legislation, whoever does not take this chip, they have to go to a concentration camp and get put to death and get beheaded. All right? We're going to be put in these type of scenarios, man. So you're supposed to be preparing for them right now. All right? Here we go. Verse 2. But one of them spake first, said thus, what wilt thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die, ready to transgress the laws of our Father. All right? And that's why Revelation, the 2nd chapter, say you got to be found faithful unto death. You're not going to get around that word faith. Some of us brothers, I mean, you have to prepare yourself for the worst case scenario, and that is you may die. That come with the territory of being a prophet, a servant, a follower of Yahweh Bashim Awashai. You may get put to death. The prophets were put to death, man. Oh, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, that killeth the prophets, man. All right, you have brothers that were sawn in half, hung upside down, stuck with javelins, beheaded. All right, faithful martyrs, man. You can't be on these highways and byways week in and week out and content with reading precepts and holding signs, but you're really not counting the cost of what you're into, man. You gotta pray. You gotta beg Yahweh Shema Shai for wisdom to sustain you and faith to get you through what you have to go through. Which, all right, then the king, being enraged, commanded pans and caldrons to be made hot. All right, that was those Grecians. All right, the Grecians are in power again today. This is the Romano-Greco Empire reborn. Okay, these are the descendants of the ancient Greeks, man, that we're under. The most wicked people in all the world, according to the prayer of Isaiah, the 1st chapter, the 9th verse. Okay? Then the king, being enraged, commanded pans and caldrons to be made hot, which forthwith being heated, he commanded to cut the tongue of him that spake first. All right? Your tongue could get cut out for the testimony of Yahweh Hashem al-Shai. What the fuck you gonna do? And cut off the uttermost parts of his body. That's your rod. Your rod could get cut off. All right, you could get mangled, tortured for the testimony of Yahweh Shema Shai. It comes with the territory. You got to have faith to go through that intense pain, man. The rest of his brother and his mother looking on. All right. Now, when you see your brother going through that turmoil and all that pain, that second guy, that ought to either motivate you when you see your brother die, or if your faith weak, you're going to be like, I don't want that shit to happen to me. So you don't want to be that guy. You see your brother getting maimed, getting his rod cut off, getting his tongue cut off, dipped in hot oil and shit. All right? If your faith not up to par, you're going to give in. And then what you don't know is, this devil is so diabolical, you'll give in and he's still going to kill your motherfucking ass, man. You'll give in and he'll still kill you, still put you to death. All right? Now, when he was thus maimed and all his members, all right, got his tongue cut off, his rod cut off, probably cut off his toes and pulled off his fingernails. All right? This brother had faith. That's faith to move mountains, man. All right? He commanded him, being yet alive, to be brought to the fire and be fried in the pan. This is, when you read things like this is why you're going, I be telling brothers, go on 5 to 7 day fasts if you can, man. To fast throughout the week, man. All right? To call out to Yahweh Shema Shai. Pray to him like Daniel did 3 times daily, man. Build up their relationship with Yahweh Shema Shai. You can fool men. You can get in front of men and laugh, call out precepts, be like you're upright. But we about to see the test of time when we go through Jacob's trouble. We're gonna see who was all puff and who was real, you know? That's why you gotta pray for your brothers, man. You have to pray for your brothers that they get the seriousness of this thing that we're in. And it's well worth it, man. Man, worst case scenario, Salakia. Worst case scenario, you get tortured. Tortured. It might take an hour, it may take 3 hours. You might suffer bad before you die. You got the rest of eternity to rule. Rule as a king, a God king on the planet, on the universe. What is death, man? Oh, death, where's your sting, man? When you know what the Most High have in store for them that love him. The scriptures say, eyes have not seen and minds have not heard what Yahweh Shema Shai have in store for them that love him. All right, so if you believe that, if you truly believe that it's something your mortal mind, we could fathom owning a planet, having slaves. But it's something that he got in store for us that these mortal minds can't even fathom, man. What's death? We was in a world we was about to die over bullshit anyway. Get into it with niggas at clubs, get into it with guys behind bitches, niggas want to kill you behind bitches and shit. This is an honorable death if it comes to it, man. You have to pray for that faith, man. You have to pray for that faith. Okay? And as the vapor of the pan was for a good space to disperse, they exhorted one another with the mother to die manfully, saith thus. All right? Now that's what you call faith. I'm next. Time for me to die manfully. Like that guy on that movie on Mandingo, when they was hanging him. He died manfully. He said, and after you hang me, kiss my ass. You got to go to the guillotine, praising Yahweh by Shema Shai and cursing them devils back, cursing them out, telling them we'll meet again. And we will meet again, and we will. All right? Verse 6, Yahweh looketh upon us, and in truth have comforted in us. All right? And the way he comforted us is by giving us his Holy Spirit, man, his spirit of truth, man. All right? As Moses in his song, which witnessed to their face, declaring, saying, and he shall be a comfort in his servants. All right? So that's the brothers with the household of faith, man. The ones that's comforted no matter what situation you go in, man. All right? And that's what Elder Tahar, Elder Gabar, Elder Riyumlab always talk about our younger brothers. And he'd be like, man, some of y'all can memorize precepts, but you ain't been through nothing. Your faith hasn't been tested yet. All right? So I've been through minor things, bills not getting paid. I had bad health. My health's still not near where it should be. I had scares where I got rushed to the hospital and called on Yahweh Shema Shai, and he healed me. But those brothers, 30, 40 years, you know what I'm saying, in the faith, 20, 25, 30 years in the faith, all right, they've been through all type of things, man. So if you're a younger brother that hasn't been through what the elder brothers have, went through trial and error, they're battle tested, you got to pray that Yahweh Shema Shai endows you with that faith to go through whatever lot he has you to go through, man. Okay? Because we at the end, man. And the Most High in 1 Corinthians 10 say he wouldn't, he's not going to tempt us above the measure that you can't handle. But right now, you have to be building up your faith, building up that relationship with Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay? Verse 7. So when the first was dead after this number, they brought the second to him, a mocking stock. All right? They come with the territory. And when they had pulled out the skin of his head with the hair, they asked him, wilt thou eat before thou be punished throughout every member of thy body? But he answered in his own language, Hebrew, Lashawan Kadash, and said, no. Wherefore he also received the next term in order as the former did. And when he at the last gaps, he said, thou like a fury take us out of this present life. But the king of the world shall raise up, who have died for his laws, unto everlasting life. Okay? The brother had faith, man. Even in death, he had faith, man. That's the type of faith we're going to need to get us through Jacob's trouble and our temptation, man. There's going to be all type of, man, ordeals. Some brothers going to get faith, but they're going to get superpowers. Lord willing, as us. Lord willing, the most, hey, for real. You have some brothers that's just going to do the things that our great king did. He said, in fact, he said we're going to do greater things. We might be together, or might not be together, and feed a multitude of brothers and with their families with 2 loaves and 5 with 5 loaves and 2 fish. All type of miracles is going to happen, man. One brother might get put to death, and a brother raise him up from the dead, man. All right, during Jacob's trouble, during these times, the household of faith are going to start doing the miracles that we read about all throughout the scriptures, man. Okay? Let me get the next precept. All right, this is the book of Luke, chapter 18. I'm going to start at verse 6, and it reads, hear what the unjust judge saith. And shall not Yahweh avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear along with them? You see, we got to be crying day and night to Yahweh Shem Abishai. That's how you build up your faith, man, by having that relationship. We just read Daniel talk to Yahweh Shem Abishai 3 times a day. I'm going to give you an example. Let's look at Michael Jordan. Look how great Michael Jordan was, all right? Michael Jordan wasn't great just because at game time, when you see him dunking, shooting, defending, doing things all great, it was what he was doing every day. His lifestyle that he had every day, working out every day, watching his diet every day. All right, getting the proper amount of sleep every day. It's what he was doing daily. That's why when you finally look at him, when he come on NBC, ABC, ESPN, all right, that wasn't nothing to him because he had already been working out when you wasn't seeing him. That's how the household of faith is going to get through things. Calling out to Yahweh Shem Abishai daily, then when you call him in your time of need, he's going to be there for you, man. And you're going to know he's going to be there for the relationship you built with him before that time, man. Okay? Most High don't deal with Mayweather niggas, man. Oh, now that shit getting hot. Oh, now you believe. Now you see the prophets is coming back. Oh, now you want it. He said, blessed are those who believe and have not seen, man. Okay? Verse 8, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth, man. All right? That's what he's going to be looking for. When he come, it's going to be great death on the earth. You're going to have guys that are going to lose their faith. Okay? And his thing is, will he find faith on the earth? And we know, according to the scriptures, he will. He's going to bring a crew of men that was beheaded for his testimony. And he's going to come gather his elect out of America before this bitch is blew up. But there's going to be few men that's going to hold fast to that faith compared to 7 billion people. Okay? Our great king is looking for the household of faith. He looking for the men that's dwelling in faith, man. That's believing these scriptures when they're reading. That's applying these scriptures when they're reading. If they fall down 7 times, they get back up, man, and keep their hand on the gospel plow, man. That's what our great king is looking for, man. Okay? This is the book of Matthew 17. I'm going to start at verse 15. All right? And this is about a guy that had a son that was having seizures. All right? Lord, have mercy upon my... This is Matthew 17 and 15. Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is a lunatic and sore vexed. For oftentimes he fallen into the fire and off into the water. When you see people having those seizures and shit, grandma seizures, it's different ones. All right, that's demon possession. All right, that's demon possession. Esau calls it a seizure, but according to the scriptures, that's somebody who's plagued with demons. Okay, and I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him. Then Yahushua answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me. See, Yahushua gets mad when he see brothers wavering in the faith, man. All right, now don't get it twisted. He loves his brothers. He's gonna build you up through the Spirit. If you are the elect, he's gonna bring situations to you. All right, whatever's hindering you from getting it, and he's gonna make you get it. All right. But the Most High don't deal with you if you're not dealing with faith, man. If you don't believe his words, okay? And Yahushua rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour. Then came the disciples to Yahushua apart and said, why could not we cast him out? And Yahushua said unto them, because of your unbelief, all right? Doubting, man, all right? When you haven't ate in 10 days, 14 days, all right, and you never fasted before, you never sought out Yahweh Shema Shah before, all right, and then when that hunger get to hitting your ass, all right, you're not going to have the strength to master that, man, if you haven't supped with Yahweh Shema Shah before that, if you weren't building yourself up on your most holy faith before that, you're going to fall by the wayside. What you're doing right now is what you're doing right now, all right? You're working, blood, sweat, and tears right now, seeking Yahweh Shema Shah, praying, fasting, praying to him several times a day, all right? Staying yoked to the brotherhood, all right? Being locked into this truth, man, all right? That's what's going to have you ready for if you have to go through a dire situation, going days on end without eating. All right, got a patch of helicopters and drones looking for you to kill you. All right? You might lose your children, lose all your so-called loved ones. All right? What you're doing right now is going to get you through those things. Okay? For verily I say unto you, if you have the faith as a grain of a mustard seed, you shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. Okay? Howbeit, this kind goeth not out but by fasting and prayer. Fasting got to become your best friend if you haven't been fasting. If you haven't been fasting, it has to become your best friend, man. Especially younger brothers, man. Younger brothers we're at the time now where you got to try to at least fast twice a week, man. It's imperative. And then our great king said, when you fast. He didn't say if you fast. He said, when you fast, don't be as the hypocrites. But he said, when you fast. So he letting you know you have to fast. We have to fast, man. All right? Some demons only going to leave out by fasting and prayer. All right? So that has to become a great part of your life, man. What scripture is? Fasting and prayer when you do it right, it's like what Esau calls nuclear power, man. All right? You break strongholds through fasting and prayer. Demons, that generation curses get broke through fasting and prayer. When your daddy died from a heart attack, your grandfather died from a heart attack, your great grandfather died from a heart attack, your brother died from a heart attack, your uncle, those generational curses, it get broke at the elect, man. The elect men have to fast and pray because those generation curses, those curses of Deuteronomy 28 chapter, they get broke at the elect men, man. So if you're a hopeful elect man striving for the master, man, you got to fast, man. Okay? This is Mark 5:25. All right? And a certain woman which had an issue of blood 12 years, and had suffered many things of many physicians, and had spent all that she had, and was nothing better, but rather grew worse. Okay? And when she had heard of Yahushua, came in the press behind and touched his garment. All right? She had some faith, man. If I could just touch him, I'm going to be healed. So that's how we got to be during Jacob's trouble. Man, I don't give a fuck. We ain't 5 days, bro. If we only eat five more days, our Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shem Shai, our great King, is not going to tempt us more than we can handle. That means we could go 5 days without eating, brother. That means we ain't ate 20 days. That means we could go 20 days without eating, brother. You got to hold fast. You got to believe. Our great King say, my servants shall eat in the famine. All right? You got to hold fast to these words, man. The script, Psalms 37, don't fret because the works of the evil works of the workers of iniquity. Roughly paraphrasing. Okay? Psalm 37 also say he's never seen the righteous forsaken or their seed begging bread, man. All right? So you got to have faith that Yahweh Shema Shai is going to be true to his word, man. All right? Just like this lady was. All right? For she said, if I may touch but his clothes, I shall be whole. That's faith, man. That's the kind of faith we got to pray for. You got to meditate on scriptures like this. Ask Yahweh Shema Shai to give you that faith that she had, man. And straight away the fountain of her blood was dried up, and she felt in her body that she was healed of that plague. Like brothers with ailments. With ailments afflicting your body. Sometimes, bro, the Most High might give you an ailment to buffet you and it make sure your ass stay in place and don't get out of order. But other times, man, the Most High hear you of your pain or whatever you're going through, man. When you tapped into this, it's power, man. And you got to have faith. Let's see what he told her. And Yahushua immediately knowing to himself that virtue had gone out of him, turned him about in the press and said, who touched my clothes? And his disciples said unto him, thou seest the multitude thronging thee, and says thou, who touched me? Everybody was touching him, but everybody didn't have faith. He knew that somebody believed on him touched him. He was bumping into everybody. The multitude was pressing in on him. People was touching him, but they wasn't getting healed. Nothing was happening. All right? But he knew somebody touched him that had faith in him. Because he said, damn, I feel my virtue leave. That was a believer that touched me. Somebody from the elect touched me. Okay? Verse 32. And he looked round about to see her that had done this thing. But the woman, fearing and trembling, knowing what was done in her, came, fell down before him, and told him all the truth. And he said unto her, daughter, thy faith hath made thee whole. Go in peace, and be whole of thy plague. All right? Be healed of thy plague. That's what that word whole means, man. All right? He said, thy faith has made thee so. faith is going to get us through Jacob's trouble, man. All right? Our faith is going to get us into the kingdom of heaven, man. This is 2nd Ezra 9 and 7. All right, here we go. And everyone that shall be saved shall escape by his works. All right, faith without works is dead. And by faith, whereby ye believe. Those are the people that's going to get saved. Those are the people that's going to get delivered, man. The people that show their faith by their works, man. All right, she believed, but then what was that work? She went and touched his garment. She applied action to what she believed, man. Okay? That's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be putting in sticky situations. And we're going to have to apply actions to our faith, man. All right? We're living in some beautiful times, man. We live in some beautiful times, man. It's time for the rubber to meet the highway. What I got next? Acts 9. Bear with me, Akim. This is Acts 9. I'm going to start at verse... Okay. Start at verse 15. This is Acts 9 and 15. But Yahweh said unto him, go thy way. This is our great king talking to Ananias, who took those scales off of Paul's eyes. Okay, he prayed for him. Go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel unto me. All right, us brothers, Lord willing, we are the elect. We are chosen vessels. When you read John the 15th chapter, he say, you have not chosen me, I have chosen you. Okay? To bear my name before the Gentiles and kings and the children of Yasharallah. All right? For I will show him how great things he must suffer for my name's sake. We got to suffer, man. And guess what? When you suffer, it builds fortitude. It builds, you get into people that suffer, it builds character. All right? When you get people that have to go through hardships, it makes them strong, man. Working out, just working out, lifting. All right? It hurts, but it makes you stronger. All right? So when you got to get ready to suffer in this thing, man. Some brothers might suffer death. Some brothers might suffer loss. You might lose your children, lose your wife that you love so much. You're definitely going to lose all your material, your house, your cars, your clothes. We're going off the grid. What did our great king say? When you see the abomination of desolation that come in the holy place, don't go back and get nothing. Remember Lot's wife. Don't go back and get nothing. And don't think about what you're missing. That's what she was thinking about. She probably was indulging in the shit that they were doing in Sodom and Gomorrah, man. Get the fuck. You're going to lose everything you done worked for. If you're the elect, your nice truck that you keep clean, your nice house, everything, nah, that shit. Hold up. That's nothing. That's nothing. 2 Peter 3 and 10. But the day of Yahweh will come as a thief in the night, and the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with the fervent heat, and the earth also and the works therein shall be burnt up. Man, everything you have over here in America gonna be burnt up with fervent heat, man. Everything you hold dear or you like, where you grew up, man, fuck all that. That shit gonna be burnt up. It's gonna be smoke and ashes, man. It's gonna become the part of a desert, okay? Verse 11, seeing that all these things shall be dissolved, all this shit is gonna go up in smoke. What manner of persons ought you to be in holy conversation, and godliness. You're supposed to be building up your spiritual peripherals. You're supposed to be building up your faith. All right? You're supposed to be locked and loaded, occupied in prophecy. Locked and loaded with this truth, man. You find a man of understanding wearing out his doorstep, man. That's what you're supposed to be doing in these last days, seconds, and times, man. Okay? I got one more precept. I'm still not sleeping. Shit. I might do another sit down. Going on 3. Got no sleep up in me. First Peter 5, verse 6. Okay? Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of Yahweh, that he may exalt you in due time. See, right now we're in a humble position. We're under the rulership of our enemies. Our women don't respect us, and as men of the Lord, nobody respects us because they think we're nothing. They think we're less than nothing. All right, we're made song. We're mocking and a scoffing to everybody, including 2/3 of our people. All right, so we're in a humble position, a low, meekly position. All right, we don't have any power yet. All right, we have power, but it hasn't manifested to the physical realm yet. Okay, so the Most High got us down here suffering. All right, in fact, the Most High loves seeing his servants suffer. It pleased him to see our great King on the cross suffering. When you fast and you afflict your soul, that pleases Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. When you're going through dire straits and you hold fast to the faith, that pleases him, man. Okay? That he may exalt you in due time. That's what you got to hold fast on. You have to believe that. Whatever you're going through, if it come to you getting put to death, all right, you're going to be exalted. You're going to be rose up first, man. All right? Casting all your care upon him, for he cared for you. All right? You got to have faith, man. That Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua will take care of you. King David say, let me fall in the hands of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Straight up. That's what you got to do, man. You do that by building that relationship with him. Daily, man. Be sober. All right? Don't listen to all these philosophies or these. I tell young brothers, don't even look at these other camps, man, because they're dangerous, man. If you're a younger brother, you come in, shit, the worst person to look at is somebody telling 80%, 90% of the truth and 10% lies. That's the worst motherfucker to look at. They have y'all fucked up. All right? So you got to stay sober. Stay locked in to what you first heard, the sound doctrine, man. Okay? Be vigilant. All right? You got to go hard, man. You got to go hard. Don't be slothful in business, but fervent in spirit. Okay? Because your adversary, the devil, so-called white man, the devil the Bible speak of, the nation of Edom, these Hebrew Edomites, these Idumeans, these so-called Caucasians, so-called Anglo-Saxons, okay? As a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. And he's going to devour 2/3 of our people, man. He's going to come down on them with great wrath because he know he got but a short time to rule, and he's going to devour them through fear tactics with the sword, man. Okay? Whom resist steadfast in faith. All right? So you got to resist the devil and he will flee. In faith. You got to have faith to resist him, man. All right? You got to put on the armor, the whole armor of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, so you can resist the wiles of the wicked one, man. The helmet of salvation, the shield of faith. All right? Breastplate of righteousness, buckler of truth, the sandals of peace, man. Sword of the spirit. Okay? whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplishing your brethren that are in the world. Every brother going to go through. Every brother of the elect is going to have a story at that banquet when our great King putting that crown on our heads. Lord willing, we're in that number. Got to pray for confidence, man, but stay humble. Lord willing, if we're those men, every brother's going to have a story of some of the straits they went through when he put that crown on their head. All right? Every one of the elect going to be battle tested and going to have a war story. Okay? But it's going to be well worth it, man. All right? But the grace, but the power of all grace, whom have called us into his eternal glory by the Mashiach Yahushua, the anointed, after you have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish your strength in Salakia. After you have suffered a while, so you got to suffer. All right? Suffering builds character. Okay? Make you perfect. See, these dire straits we're going through are perfecting you. That's why the elders always say you ain't been through nothing. The more you go through, the more it perfects you. All right? Even when you have disagreement with brothers and the way you deal with it. All right? You learn from your mistakes and it perfects you. All right? When you deal with dumb bitches, all right, you learn, all right, I'm not going to deal with no bitch like that ever again. You learn from it. Okay, when you're dealing with this devil, you got to know when to hold him and fold him and when to agree with your adversary or when to let him have it. All right? This truth perfects you, man. Establishes and strengthens you. All right? And you get your strength, man, for calling out to Yahweh Bashim Shai daily, man, seeking him where he may be found. And settle you. To him be glory and dominion forever and ever. Amen. All right? So, Lord willing, to sit down was edifying to the hearers. I want to give infinite honors to our Heavenly Father and our great King, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakodash. I want to give double honors to my teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to my fellow laborers in Yahushua, pushing his true cause to four winds. Kwam Yasharala, Abba, Abba.